Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh Kimmel. With me is nobody. I'm by myself. 2 weeks in a row, Chris Koffler, the babyface, could not make it. So maybe he's the one under the devil mask. Who knows? Who knows? But we are not talking AEW tonight. We're not. We're talking WWE. This is a full-on WWE program tonight. So all you WWE marks out there, you love your comedy wrestling, you love your 3-minute matches, you love your roll-ups, you love your DQ finishes, you love your Christmas tree matches, you love just WWE entertainment, then that's what we're here for. But first, make sure you follow us at RTW Chris on Twitter. Follow me, Josh Kimmel, OUS. Make sure you follow Finn's Talk Sports Network everywhere. X, Twitter, I guess it's the same thing. Instagram, anywhere social media is found. That's where you want to follow us for Miami Dolphins news. We have Fantasy Football Podcast, which I'm the host of, OUS Fantasy Podcast. Tuesdays at noon, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., and of course, tomorrow, Friday at noon, we do a Dynasty show. So you want to check out that as well. But here we are talking Wrestlemania, fantasy booking. I'm doing this by myself. This is my opinions. This has nothing to do with what should happen or what will happen. This is just what I want to see as a fan. I do not watch WWE closely. I will say that. I don't watch SmackDown. SmackDown's very boring. SmackDown is not the show I like to watch. And the only reason why I watch Raw is because I tune into Monday Night Football and I do go back and forth and I do say, hey, this is a segment I want to watch. CM Punk's on, Seth Rollins on, whoever may be on. Then I'll go back to football. I do definitely switch back and forth. Friday nights, I'm not watching TV. I'm just not. So Friday nights, they're not flipping back and forth to SmackDown. And AEW is the only wrestling show from start to finish I do watch every week. Raw, again, in and out. NXT. Yeah, nobody watches NXT. And then I watch, of course, Dynamite, the full 2 hours. Thursday night, wrestling free, perfect. Friday night, wrestling free, because again, I don't watch television on Friday. Saturday, Collision. Again, same thing. I'm not watching television on Saturday night, not even college football. I'm not a college football fan, so you'll never see me watching Collision. But let's get into WrestleMania 40, what I want to see. I broke it down into 2 different cards, 6 matches apiece. I don't think there should be anything more than 6 matches apiece. As an AEW mark, as an AEW fan, as an AEW, I guess, neckbeard, as they would say on the internet, I cannot stand how they do their pay-per-views. It's a job. It's a task to watch a 6-hour pay-per-view. And WrestleMania used to be like that. Vince used to put everything on one night and really spam us with needless nonsense, Andre the Battle Royal stuff, just needless, like 6 women match for nothing, like pointless stuff we didn't need. So I believe we should do 6 matches a night. Night 1, 6 matches with the World Championship match with Seth, and then night 2 with Roman headlining that one. So I'm going to get right into it. It's going to be 12 matches we're going to cover. Won't go into depth on all of them. And again, these are my opinions, what I would like to see. This isn't necessarily storyline driven. This isn't necessarily, but yes, they are some storyline driven, of course. But because again, WWE's made it so interesting. Like, I want to see these matches they are actually building up to at WrestleMania. So let's get it started off with night 1. I'm going to go from 1 to 6. I'm not going to do main event, but I will say this one should main event the show. Seth Rollins for CM Punk, PG Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on night 1. I believe that this would fulfill both of their journeys. Seth has never main evented. Well, he has. He cashed in his Money in the Bank. Everyone forgets that. He did main event WrestleMania one time. He wasn't billed as the main event, but he was in the main event, and he won the main event. So let's get that out of there. He already did that. But Seth gets his headlining main event match at night 1, and CM Punk finally gets the match he wants, the main event as well. I don't think CM Punk, just like Cody, would have signed with WWE unless they got that, main event match that they requested. And that's all CM Punk's ever wanted. Now, who should go over in this match? That's up to you guys. I will give out the winners. Because, it's going to be fun. I don't think it's fair that Seth Rollins had to be the first person to lose to Cody Rhodes and then lose again and then lose again and then, lose more feuds. They finally rewarded him with the World Championship, which is great, a secondary title, which he did make a very important title, so I can't be mad at him. He's done a great job. especially with this little taste we got of CM Punk and Seth in the ring together. It's been phenomenal. I do think CM Punk should lose this match. I don't think it's fair that two AEW rejects, two AEW, I guess, transplants or transfers or free agents come over there and beat Seth. You're basically telling your fan base that AEW, their stars, just dominate WWE stars. I'll never understand that. Now, I'm not saying bury Cody. I'm not saying bury Punk, but man, Cody came in like the biggest superstar, and it's sad because WWE couldn't make a babyface superstar, so they had to go buy one from AEW. Same thing they did with CM Punk, which is totally different circumstance because he got fired. He got fired for being a scumbag, which whatever. I do think Punk should lose though because we need to reward Seth. He's been putting this company on his back. He's there week in, week out. He's never leaving. He's going to be one of those guys that retires with WWE because by the time it's about time, his contract's up now, but he's going to resign. He is. There's no one in their prime is going over to the AEW. Look, I'm an AEW mark, and I understand nobody in their prime is going over to AEW, and we'll get to someone that's not even on the WWE roster right now, but she has a match on this card because I do believe someone is signing with WWE very shortly. So the second match on WrestleMania 40, I have the U.S. title match. I want this one on night one. And of course, Logan Paul is going to hold that title going into WrestleMania. A lot of people, and it might happen. A lot of people are calling for LA Knight. LA Knight, yeah. Right? Right? We all love LA Knight. I love LA Knight. LA Knight's great. I don't want to see him in this spot. I have a better spot for LA Knight moving forward. I want to see Kevin Owens in the spot. Now it's looking like Kevin Owens is going to win this tournament. It looks like Kevin Owens is going to face Logan Paul. Listen, WWE has never ever been shy about having rematches after rematches after rematches. Right? That's what they do. They do a 3-month program with the people. They'll have Shinsuke versus Cody for 3 months until whatever. They'll have Seth versus Shinsuke for 3 months. They always do this. So the first match, Kevin Owens, he might lose on some BS. The feud continues. I do see Kevin Owens and Logan Paul going into WrestleMania. Hey, maybe Kevin Owens doesn't win. Maybe Kevin Owens gets screwed in the title in the tournament, and we see somebody else win, like Carmelo Hayes or somebody else, and they could face Logan Paul, where Kevin Owens is bitter, finally earns his match somehow, some way, through either being a number one contender or just getting under Logan Paul's skin so much. I do want to see Kevin Owens in this match against Logan Paul. I think this will be probably the match of the night. This would be better. Okay, there's one more match that's probably match of the night, which we'll get to last, but this is definitely my second most anticipated match over Seth and Punk at this point. Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. Kevin Owens has been hot. Everyone loves Kevin Owens. Why not have this match? It writes itself, right? The professional wrestler who does it, he's not in shape. He's kind of chubby. Doesn't have the abs, doesn't have the muscle mass, but he does all these cool moves versus the outsider coming in, social media star, but has everything Kevin Owens doesn't have. And the whole story could be just Logan Paul demeaning him, yada, yada, yada. He's a prize fighter, fight Owens fight. Boom. It writes itself, people. It truly does. The women's match, I want the Raw women's match on this one. So I want Rhea Ripley. She's going to hold the title through WrestleMania or through Royal Rumble, through Elimination Chamber. And I want to see a returning, the winner of the Royal Rumble, the return of Sasha Banks. I know all you people out there want Sasha to return, team with Bayley, get this, hugging boss connection together again. We're all calling for, Damage Control turning on Bayley, and then she has a friend, and it's going to, no. Sasha Banks is not coming back, at least in my world. She might do this. She might. But Sasha Banks, I don't want to see her come back as a tag team. She needs to come back as a singles star where she belongs. And honestly, I'm not throwing any shade or like throwing anything like, oh, we're cheering Charlotte. Charlotte's hurt. I didn't want to see Charlotte in another WrestleMania match again, ever. I'm done. We've seen it. I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan, but I also don't want to praise her injury. But her injury opens up a window. Now we have an extra spot because you knew she was going to be somewhere on this card, ruining the division again like she always does. But this opens up Sasha Banks where she belongs. She's a superstar. Let her challenge Rhea Ripley because there's a bigger story going on with Io Sky, which that leads to night 2, which we'll get there when we get there. But Sasha Banks is not coming back or should not come back. Should not come back to be a tag team partner. She left as a tag team champion. And the reason why she left is because of creative. They wanted her to split up with Trinity or, I even forgot her name. I forgot Naomi. They wanted her to team split and lose in a tag team or a championship match against Ronda. They wanted Trinity to lose to someone else as a champion. Absolute ridiculous, terrible booking. But Josh, didn't you say on this show Mercedes Moné will be in AEW and be a difference maker? I thought so. I think she thought so. I think Tony thought so. Tony Khan. I think Mercedes. I think it was freaking. They put her on television. They showed her multiple times. They showed her highlights. But why would you want to go there? And I'm an AEW fan. I told you this. Everyone knows. Me and Chris, we're AEW. This show's created so we could talk about AEW. This is an AEW based podcast that we sprinkle in WWE and the others at times. Why would you want to go to a place that can't even sell 3,000 tickets? That's not getting the rate. It might lose their TV deal, which I think they will. I said this months ago before anyone was talking about it. Yes, they're going to lose that TV deal. Why? Because they constantly cuss on air, because they're constantly blading each other. Y'all notice how the blading went down? Y'all notice how AEW doesn't bleed anymore as much? Every other freaking night, they were just pouring blood on TBS. You think TBS didn't see that and say, stop doing that? I mean, come on, guys. AEW is not re-signing with Warner Brothers. It's okay. They're going to be on, Sci-Fi Network at 11 o'clock at night. We'll watch them then. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll still have the best friends just a little bit later and on channel 59. It's fine. It's fine. So Sasha versus Rhea. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I want Logan Paul to beat Kevin Owens. I want him to keep the title for a little bit. All right. And I want Sasha to beat Rhea. Sorry. This is just my opinions. I just love Sasha. She's my favorite women's wrestler of all time. I'm sorry. That's a little bit biased. I think it's stupid to take the title away from Rhea, but if it's for Sasha, so be it. I'll allow it. The next match, the 4th match on night 1, this is where we put LA Knight. This is where we put LA Knight in a mainstream main event type match against a main event star, legitimately one of the biggest draws in the industry. I'm not talking The Rock. I'm not talking Austin, although Austin would be awesome. But I'm not putting, by the way, I didn't put Rock or Austin or any legend on this match card because I'm not going to go ahead and predict that. There's been rumors of Austin. The Rock rumors have been going on for years. I left them off the card. I'm talking Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight for no other reason but to give LA Knight more of a spotlight. We don't really have a spot for LA Knight. People want Logan Paul. So you're telling me you want a guy like LA Knight who's on a rocket ship to the moon. He's literally the biggest babyface that they have. Now Randy Orton's back. He's getting huge pops. Cody, people are getting tired of his stick. At least I am. I know other people are. But LA Knight, nobody's tired of his stick yet. He's still red hot. This is a bigger match than Logan Paul in the U.S. title. You're taking a downgrade. You're telling me you couldn't beat Roman Reigns, so I'm going to go down a division and get the U.S. title. Nah. Right? That's what LA... Nah. No. Brock Lesnar with no title on the line is a way bigger match. Way bigger match. And it makes sense, kind of. It could make sense. I don't know. I don't know how they make it sense, but I would like to see this over a Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Because, again, what does Brock Lesnar have to gain to beating Gunther? Do you really want Brock Lesnar going for that IC title? No, I don't. And you want Brock Lesnar just a job to Gunther? No, I want Gunther to drop a title. I want Gunther to get to that world heavyweight title match against Seth or against Punk or against whoever has it at this time. That's what I want. So Brock Lesnar, LA Knight. I think LA Knight goes over. I think that Brock can be beat. That's totally fine. I think this would do a million times more beneficial to LA Knight, him facing Brock Lesnar in a very high profile match where they're getting high profile segments in a time where they'll be missing Roman Reigns on SmackDown. Brock Lesnar can fill that void to build to WrestleMania against LA Knight. Megastar babyface, megastar heel. I mean, it writes itself, people. It's pretty common sense right there. The fifth match, Jay and Jimmy. I don't know if there's an appeal in this match anymore because of how bad they fumbled the freaking Jimmy Uso storyline. He kicks Roman Reigns in the face. He's the one who did it. He told everyone, I'm out. He's the first one to say, I'm out. He freaking super kicked Jey Uso in the world title match against Roman. The very next night on SmackDown, not the very next night, but the very next episode, I didn't want you to be Roman Oos. I didn't want you to win the title because I don't want you to be part of this. Oh, more Oos. Jay quits. Jay quits. I quit Raw. I quit SmackDown. I quit WWE. I'm out. Jimmy's just left on his own now. We don't see Jimmy for a while. It's okay. Jay gets somehow signed to Raw because Cody Rhodes said so. And then Jimmy's like, you know what? I forget the storyline. Forget that I kicked Roman in the face. Forget that I kicked Jay in the face. Forget everything. I'm back in the bloodline as a comedy character. What the? What? And you people are buying it. Why? Why? Why is Jimmy Uso pretending like he's the comedy figure in the bloodline when he himself was the one who broke up the bloodline? Can someone explain it to me? Triple H. Can you explain that? Anyone in your media scrums, anyone in the media scrum that's going to talk to Paul Levesque or whoever these people are that you talk to, can someone ask him, hey, did Jimmy get amnesia and bump his head and forget that he broke up the bloodline, but then he joined the bloodline for no reason again and act like nothing happened? Anyway, Jay and Jimmy, whatever. I don't care who wins. I don't care. Jay has to win, actually. In the last match, the sixth match, the Intercontinental title. This is going to be a heavy title match because heavy title night because it is night one. I want to load night one up. Gunther is going to defend that title against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, fan favorite, on top of the world. People still love Sami. I feel like he's cooling down a little bit, but we don't have a spot for Sami. You could say, well, he's going to fight Drew McIntyre. He's going to team up with Jay and Drew, whatever they may do. I don't think that's okay. I think Gunther should go against someone like Sami Zayn, an underdog, build up that story, whatever story you want to tell, of Sami Zayn fighting the odds against Gunther, going against Imperium, and then taking the title off of him. Sami Zayn's a guy he is the definition of an intercontinental champion. He's a great worker, great on the mic. He shows up every single week to work, every single week, and he can have excellent matches with, it doesn't matter, Roman, Gunther, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Seth. He can have great matches from the top of the card to the bottom. Chad Gable. Like I said, he can have great matches from the top of the card to the bottom of the card. It's really rare to have a guy like Sami Zayn on your roster. I do think he should go against Gunther, and this is where Gunther drops the title. We could reset Gunther, push him to that main event level. He did a great job with the Intercontinental title, reviving it. That title was nothing, dead. Vince and Bruce Pritchard killed that freaking title. They just wanted to bury it. I have no idea why, but Triple H and Gunther decided to revive it, and I'm thankful for that because they deserve it. They deserve it. We go into night 2. We have 6 more matches to go. So thank you so much for watching. I see people are jumping in and out. Feel free to leave a like. It really helps out. It boosts my self-esteem. Makes me feel good. Or you can leave a mean comment or dislike it. Either way, just be honest. It's okay. Make sure you subscribe to the Finstock Sports Network if you're new. Turn on them notifications. We're here every single Thursday night, 7:30. We're usually talking AEW, a little bit of WWE sprinkled in. I usually do have a co-host, and he's a babyface. He's a good guy. I mean, and I'm the dirtbag, so I got to play both sides tonight. Night 2, we have Cody going against Roman, Universal Championship match. How does Cody get there? Cody's on Raw. How do we get him? How do we get him over to SmackDown? It's very simple, people. People are calling for CM Punk to win the Rumble. Why? The story's there. The road to Seth for Punk is there. We don't need to carve anything out. We already saw the confrontation. We saw the debut of his debut, his re-debut, his fifth return to wrestling in the past year or so. Seth was, get out of here, F you, I'm gonna get you, all right, And then we have the confrontation finally. The road's there. We don't need a Rumble win for him to get there. We don't need it. We do need Cody to win the Royal Rumble to get to Roman. Because I don't see a scenario. Everyone keeps on talking. He can win Elimination Chamber. Last I checked, Elimination Chamber was for one brand, the brand who didn't win the Rumble, and that person or the person, and that brand gets the elimination. I might be wrong because I don't watch WWE as much as I used to, but I might be wrong. So you're saying Cody's going to win the Chamber? Well, then do we get him this SmackDown to get into that Elimination Chamber? So if we can't get him there to face Roman, how are we going to get him there to be in the Chamber match if it's going to be SmackDown exclusive, which I assume it's going to be? Someone tell me how. No, the Rumble's the way to go. There's no other way. He wins the Rumble. I know it's going to be boring, back-to-back championships, but this is part of finishing the story. Cody's got to win. I think this title changes. I don't want it to. I want Roman to win. I want Roman to win. I love chaos. I love this reign. I love that when he shows up, it's important. I love that we don't need him on SmackDown, although SmackDown's a very boring show. It's getting better with Randy and his interactions with Nick Aldis, and it's getting better with Bailey. She's, the confliction there with her turning heel. Rey and Santos is getting good, so it's getting better. We're seeing Bobby Lashley getting more involved with the Street Profits. It's getting better. It's getting there. It's just not there yet. I want Roman to win. I don't want Roman to drop his title. I want him to break Hogan's record. I want him to break more records. I don't care. I don't care if he's there or not. I just like the fact that I'm witnessing history, one of the greatest of all time. I'm in the era of Roman Reigns. If my kids like wrestling or my kids' kids like wrestling, I can say, yeah, that Roman reign, I lived through it. I didn't watch it all because it sucked, but I lived through it, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. So Roman, I want Roman to beat Cody. First off, Cody should have stuck with AEW. Gosh, man. And I'm not just saying that because I'm bitter. I'm just saying that because as an AEW fan, we need you. We need you back, buddy, because we're falling. We're sinking. We're a sinking ship over here. AEW's going down, 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 and I'm not liking it. I want both companies to be up, and it seemed like Cody was steering the ship over there in AEW, man. It's been a freaking disaster. All right. Bailey gets her match. She's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble like she said she's going to do. But she's going to face Io Sky. Man, been sick for 4 weeks, man. I can't get over this thing. But Bailey, I think Bailey does challenge Io Sky. I do think that she will win the Rumble and they will have the conflict and Bailey will choose Sky because she's finally going to realize she's being bullied. People want the Sasha. We already spoke about Sasha. People want Sasha to come in and then them have a match with Asuka and Kairi Sane. I'm sorry. Last I checked, the conflict wasn't between Bailey and Asuka and Kairi Sane. It was with Io Sky, who brought those women in to the group. Why would Bailey get revenge on the secondary people in the stable? Wouldn't she want to go against the top? That's where everyone's wrong. That's why I don't understand what you guys want. You just want the Sasha Bailey thing. Listen, we've had it. Sasha Bailey is great. Sasha, the Boston Hug Connection, they carried Raw and SmackDown through COVID. They were amazing. They were why I watched WWE television. Again, I love Sasha Banks. I get it. I love Bailey too. I love Bailey just as much as I love Sasha. But I don't want to see them together anymore. We've seen it. We've seen it. And again, you're pairing Sasha and Bailey. So you're bringing back a mega superstar, one of your best women's wrestler in the history of your company, Sasha Banks. And you're going to put her in a tag team against two secondary women in the faction Bailey's getting kicked out of. She should go for the top. Io Sky, she should go for the top. So she needs to win the Rumble. And she needs to challenge Io Sky. And she needs to win that title as a babyface. And I cannot wait to hear the ovation from the crowd. People have wanted this for so long. Again, Bailey and Sasha versus Asuka and Kairi Sane just does not sound as good as Io Sky and Bailey for the title. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's what's going to happen. I hope. I mean, again, these are all my opinions. These are all fantasies in my head. Bailey versus Io Sky has to happen. All right, the third match on this card. This one's going to be a little out there, but I hear some people talk about it. I hear some people. Randy Orton needs a match. He's kind of like left out in the open. He's not going to be facing, again, anyone from the bloodline. He's not going to be facing. He's not going to go from Roman to Solo. That doesn't make sense. Again, another step down. Why would you take a step down after you lost to? I hate the fact that people are like, well, he couldn't beat Roman, so he could beat Solo. It doesn't make sense. Same thing with the whole Bailey situation. Oh, she's got problems with Io, but she's going to fight Asuka and Kyrie. Why? Why? Doesn't make sense. Randy Orton has no direction, but he has one little story going on with Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis used to wrestle. I don't know if anyone knows that. He still can wrestle. Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania is going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm calling it right now. I know a couple people have called it already. I know it's the hot thing. It's going to happen. Randy Orton's going to beat Nick Aldis. Randy Orton, again, has no direction. What else is he going to do? This was supposed to be him and Riddle probably. But now Randy Orton comes back and Riddle's fired. Riddle's probably going to be showing up in TNA in a couple of weeks. Who knows? I don't know when their non-compete's over. But Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis, grudge match. We already see the tension growing. We already see it coming. Book it. Randy Orton has to go over because he's not going to lose to a GM. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of stipulation. I don't know the stipulation, but there has to be a stipulation involved with this. Randy Orton, Nick Aldis, very cut and dry. We have 3 more matches to go. 3 more matches. And I got 2 singles and a tag team match. So refreshing. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. This has to happen. I'm so sick of the teasing of Judgment Day breaking up. Damian Priest has outgrown the Judgment Day. I think he's been the best of the group besides Rhea. I think Damian Priest is going to turn babyface sooner rather than later. He's going to cash in as Money in the Bank, and then he loses, gets all upset, yada, yada, yada. They kick him out of the group. I don't know how it's going to happen. But this one's cut and dry. Damian Priest, Balor. Priest has to win. Babyface getting kicked out of a faction at WrestleMania. Damian Priest has to win. It's pretty simple. I think we all have this one on our bingo card. The thing is, I'm not coming up with new material here. This is pretty simple. 2 more matches to go. Women's tag team match. I don't care about the women's tag team matches. I think the women's tag team division's awful. I don't understand it. I don't even know who the champions are. Katana Chance, Kaden Carter. I only know that because I play WWE 2K, my faction. And I got those cards. I get those cards all the time. So they have the championship, Asuka and Kyrie. They got to do something. They lose. I think they're going to lose. I think at the night Damage Control loses. They got to throw more women on the card. I get it. Kaden Carter and the other chick. I don't even know. Like, again, don't know who they are. But Asuka and Kyrie, you got to get them on the show. And I think the other girls win, whoever they are. Again, tag team division in women is the worst. It's the worst. It's unwatchable. Unwatchable. And the last match on the card, not the main event, just the last one I wrote down. This one has to happen. Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. Maybe they do a big match. LWO versus Santos's new faction if he does get one. Maybe they just do a singles match. But I do believe this match has to happen at WrestleMania. We're not wasting this match anywhere else. But it might be a group match. They might have LWO with Rey, and then maybe Santos gets a call up with some people in NXT that we don't know about, or maybe they get some people that sign. I don't know. But this match is WrestleMania material. This would really put over Santos. I think Santos needs to go over in this match, beat Rey, do it dirty, obviously, because he's a heel. You don't need to beat Rey clean, but make sure Santos wins in a heel way. Keep him over, keep him hot, keep him red hot. And Rey can lose. It's okay. It's definitely okay for Rey to lose, especially to someone like Santos, who they want to build up. Maybe it's Rey and Dragon Lee versus Santos and a person they call up for him. I don't know who's down there. Humberto, Angel Garza. I don't even know. It doesn't even have to be Spanish people. It doesn't have to be Latin people. I hate how WWE does that. Hey, primetime players or what? Fuck their name. Bobby Lashley and Street Profits. You guys are all African American. You're a team. Cool. I don't understand it. We do it all the time. It doesn't even happen just in WWE. It does in AEW as well. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh, all the Asian women got to be together. Why? Why can't we just have a group of people? Why can't Santos enlist the help of, again, I can't say anything because I don't watch NXT. Nobody watches NXT. Nobody. But I will say Santos versus Ray is very intriguing, and that closes out WrestleMania. My WrestleMania fantasy booking, again, I'll say it one more time. I'll give you all the matches, and then I'll get out of here. Seth Rollins versus Punk. We got Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. We have Rhea Ripley versus Sasha Banks, a returning Sasha Banks. I wonder if she keeps a Mercedes name. I don't know. Sasha Banks. Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight. Yeah. Right? Jay versus Jimmy, if anyone cares still. Nobody does. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. Cody versus Roman. Bayley versus Io Sky. Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Asuka and Kyrie versus the girls who have the tag team titles now. And Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you hate it. Most likely you're going to hate it because everyone hates what I have to say. But I don't say anything stupid on this show. I do on Fantasy Football Podcast where you can find me Tuesdays at noon, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., and Fridays at noon. I do say some things about Baker Mayfield because,
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
I'm getting semi-famous off of Baker Mayfield. So I appreciate you, Baker. I do love you. 1,000 views on that video. I mean, come on, bro. I'm a celebrity now. No, but I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure you follow us on X, Instagram, Twitter, at Finns Talk Sports Network, at Josh Kimmel, OUS. Again, at RTW Chris. He's not here today, but he should be back next week. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. I hope you guys have a great New Year. If I don't see you before then, not sure if we're doing a show next week. Not sure. A lot of holidays, a lot of traveling going on. Just want to get that out there to you guys. But if we do return, we will be talking more AEW. Who's the devil? Is it Adam Cole? Is it MJF? Is it Britt Baker? My favorite. Is it the guy who was the leader of the firm, Stokely Hathaway, who MJF screwed over, and now he wants his revenge, and he's bringing the firm back, baby? We'll see. Tune in. With Tony Khan, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Guys, enjoy your night. Have a great Christmas, man. Until then,